time for has to reconcile with King Charles for secondary aim. The funeral of Queen Elizabeth II was a somber and historic moment that brought the royal family together in a time of profound grief. However, for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the return to the UK also presented an opportunity to attempt a reconciliation with King Charles III and the wider royal clan, as well as a chance to rehabilitate their public image after years of controversy. But before we continue, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates. But according to royal insiders, the desperate plan, concocted by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, ultimately failed to achieve either of these aims. In the weeks leading up to the Queen's funeral, there were whispers that Harry was keen to have a private audience with his father, the new king. The estrangement between the two had grown increasingly public in recent years, culminating in Harry and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, where they made damaging accusations of racism and neglect against the firm. Sources close to the palace claimed that Harry was hopeful the funeral could provide an opportunity to begin healing those wounds, away from the glare of the global media. The plan, it seems, was for Harry to carve out some one-on-one time with Charles, where the two could talk candidly about their fractured relationship and perhaps take the first steps towards reconciliation. Harry was very eager to speak to his father, to try and clear the air, one royal insider told us. He felt that the funeral would be the perfect chance, away from all the usual royal pageantry and protocols, for them to have an honest, uninterrupted conversation. However, this plan was dashed almost as soon as Harry and Meghan arrived in the UK. Despite their hopes, the new king was kept tightly shielded by his staff and surrounded by other senior royals throughout the funeral proceedings. Any chance of a private audience was effectively thwarted by the strict schedules and security measures in place. Charles was incredibly stressed and overwhelmed by everything that was going on, the source continued. His priority was making sure everything ran smoothly for the funeral, so he wasn't going to risk getting drawn into any personal or emotional discussions, especially not with Harry. The palace made sure he was always in the company of others. As a result, the much-anticipated reconciliation between father and son never materialized. Harry and Meghan were limited to brief, formal interactions with the king and other royals during the various ceremonial events. Any hope of a heartfelt, private chat was cruelly dashed. While the reconciliation effort may have failed, sources claim that Harry and Meghan also had a secondary aim for their UK visit, to begin rehabilitating their public image. Since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, the couple have faced a steady stream of criticism, both in the UK and internationally, over their various controversies and perceived missteps. From the Oprah interview to their move to California, their popularity has taken a significant hit, with polls suggesting the British public has grown increasingly cold towards them. It was hoped that a dignified and deferential display from the couple during the Queen's funeral, where they would be seen dutifully supporting the monarchy, could help to soften some of that negative perception. In the aftermath, Harry and Meghan had also been planning a series of media appearances and interviews to further rehabilitate their image. However, this, too, appears to have backfired. Rather than focusing on the couple's display of respect and mourning, the media coverage during and after the funeral was dominated by reminders of past tensions, the rift with the royal family, the Oprah interview, and the acrimonious Megxit saga. Harry and Meghan were really hoping that this trip would be a chance to turn a new page, to show the world that they're still devoted to the Queen and the monarchy, our source revealed. But instead, it just seemed to reignite all the old wounds and fuel more negative coverage about them. The nadir came during the Queen's funeral procession, when footage emerged of William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan appearing to engage in a frosty and awkward interaction as they walked together.